Hello there, thank you very much for joining me. It's Mohammed Fahim. Today's lesson is about writing a line graph. We sometimes call it line graph, line chart, line diagram, whatever name you want to give it. I won't take long and take you to whiteboard to understand some of the basics, and then we will do every aspect of this line chart step by step. We have a line chart or line graph, and then there is a question statement that number of people using different modes of transportation from 2000 to 2020. So the graph is telling about three different things. First, it tells about the time span. It tells us about the people in millions. As you can see, this is the graph. You can see these are the people in millions. This is the time span from 2000 to 2020, and these three different lines of different colors indicates that the black is for car use, buses is a blue, bicycle it's a red. So this is the usage of transportation. Before we particularly start writing activity or writing practical, I like to illustrate some of the vocabulary that is used in such types of paragraphs so that you don't confuse different trends. These are some of the words that are used to indicate upward trend. Upward trend, from upward trend I mean something that starts from a particular point and goes up. यानी एक जो चीज एक मखसूस पॉइंट से शुरू होती है और फिर वो ऊपर जाती है. And these are downward trend. This means something was stable or something was higher and then it dipped. यानी कोई चीज स्टेबल थी या ऊपर जा रही थी फिर अचानक वो गिर गई. And these are some of the vocabulary words. So for upward trends, we see you need to, when you use these trends, this is for the present, this is for the past. Similarly, it's for present and it's for past. When you use these upward trends, so do not write these two into your paragraphs. And similarly, if something is not stable, then you use the word fluctuate and fluctuation. And similarly, a dip, when there is a sharp decline, यानी अचानक जो decline होता है उसके लिए आप word dip use करते हैं. Remain steady, something is stable, something is steady, something is unchanged, जब एक ही चीज पर एक ही सतह पर जारी रहती है. And we have level off, जब दो चीजें आपस में level off होती हैं. And we have to soar, यानी goes higher, up. Similarly, we have some adjectives of surprise, adjectives that are used to show surprise, consistency, significance of something, and gradual increase or decrease. So what are they? They are rapid increase, steep, dramatic, something you never imagined, जो चीज आप imagine नहीं करते अचानक. Dramatic, from dramatic does not mean that it's from a drama. Dramatic means something is surprising, something you never believed, something you never thought about, जिसके बारे में आपका कभी गुमान नहीं गया होता. And again we have steady, something that is stable. Gradual, that goes up high, goes up or down high, gradually. Yeah, I mean step by step. And this is, I missed it, marginal or minimum. Marginal, which have a narrow space or narrow difference. So similarly, we have some peaks and lows. जब आपने कोई peak और low को show करना हो, so these are the words. To peak at, reach a peak of, यानी जब किसी चीज पे पहुंच जाता है. We have hit a high of, hit a low of, जब कोई चीज किसी high चीज को hit करती है और low चीज को hit करती है. We have some other time phrases. Over the next 3 days. So here is the days. Over the next, जब आपने दिखाना, over the next 3 days, you can use weeks, years, decades, months, whatever you want to use it. Sorry, the cap of my pen dropped. And then there are other time phrases. 3 days later, or 3 weeks later, 3 years later, 3 months later, 3 decades later. Decade, this means a 10-year time span, जो 10 साल का वक्त होता है, जिसे हम उर्दू में अशरा कहते हैं. Basically, that's called decade. After 3 days, the next 3 days show, next 3 months show, next 3 years show, next 5 years show. So this is how you can change from space to space. From, this means a specific time, from 2005 to 2020. Similarly, when you talk about two things between a particular time, this means between 1990 and 1998, whatever you want. So when you talk about the duration between two things, जो कि एक specific दरमियान में होते हैं, उनके लिए होता है. The first year dash the final year. When you want to give an overview, so you say that in the first year and in the second year, or on the first year or the second year. Similarly, overall the period, given period, these are the words that you can. So overall the period indicates the given period, and then you can put brackets 2000 to 2020. This means the given period of 20 years, and then you can say at the beginning of the period, you can say at the beginning of 2005, at the beginning of 2026, and then at the end of the period, यानी जो period के आखिर पर होता है. So these are the vocabulary words, these are the trends and certain type of chunks that you can use to illustrate the line graph. So first of all, now we start it from our introduction, how to write introduction. Remember, this is a graph writing or chart writing. It's not an essay. Everything is been given in the form of statement and in the form of statistical and visual data. So you have to translate what's in it. You do not need to write something by your own or from your own. And when you start writing, first of all, you need to focus on the title of the question, and for your introduction, you only need to paraphrase this statement. So let's move to our whiteboard to start introduction. As an introduction, if you see the question statements, it's obvious that number of people using different modes of transportation from 2000 to 2020. Obviously, it's in a specific country. And if you see these numbers, they indicate millions. These numbers stand for years, and these are the modes or means of transportation. So हम कैसे start करेंगे? How we will start? How we will paraphrase our introduction? Let's move to whiteboard. We will start writing. It's a line graph. So we'll start. The line graph illustrates the use of different modes or means of transportation among people from 2000 to 2020. So this is one way. This is one way of paraphrasing the question statement, but there is a clear weakness in it. So what's the weakness? The weakness is that we have given the information about transportation, but it lacks the mentioning of names. You might say that there is no name. No, there is a name in the graph. So we will again write it. I wrote it so that you can understand. If there are 4, 5 or 6 words in relation to mentioning something, and if you use them, it's always great. Now, because it gives the hint to a reader what you are talking about, we will write or paraphrase it again. The line graph indicates, illustrates, shows, reveals. So these are the words, you can use any of them as an alternative. So the line graph illustrates the use of different means, types, moods, any of the words. Only one word, not all of them. Modes of transportation. So what are the modes of transportation? Cars, buses and bicycles. We need to mention them. Cars, buses, bicycles. Among people in a country from 2000 to 2020. Now we have missed something, and what we have missed, actually जो numbers दिए गए हैं, the numbers are given in millions, so we need to mention them. The numbers are measured in millions. So I use the word measured. Why? Because we are calculated them. We are just making our calculations. So this process, calculations, they are called measure. Actually हम measure कर रहे हैं कि कितने लोग थे, 20 million थे, 10 million थे या इससे कम थे, and we are actually measuring them. So this is a second type of introduction with better paraphrasing. So if I have to compare and if I have to select, I will select this one. Why? The line graph, any of the words, not all of them, indicates the use of different means or modes of transportation, cars, buses, bicycles, among people in a country from 2000 to 2020. The numbers are measured in millions. This is actual information that the reader will know about what you are going to writing in the next phase. Now we are going to write the overview. So let's move to whiteboard to understand overview.